first caught you with a little tap on the bottom of his head, a little attaboy or something like that. What did it feel like to watch him?
Yeah, I'm happy for him.
For a couple days.
As much as I think he knows and we know how well he's played, scorers want the goals. And so I'm happy for him. He's put a lot of work into it.
You told him to go out there forever. Did you double shift him in the power play, or is that the guys?
No, it was the players. The players wouldn't let. They were all standing up. They wouldn't let him on the bench.
John, that's not obviously how you want to start the third period. Was there anything said during that TV timeout, or was that just you?
No, we just take a deep breath. We're okay. Yeah, we just, you could tell even towards the end of the second period that we got caught out there with some long shifts, and teams just sometimes when you're down that much, it almost relaxes the other team because they have nowhere else to go except up, right? And it allows them to play loose, and that's why teams end up into a little bit of a shell when they have a big lead, because they're just hoping the game, we've played well, let's just get the game done with, and they forget to play. You don't want to write it up, but I'm really happy how we responded. We make a good defensive play at the blue line. I think it was Cam, and it sends Tip on his way. Huge goal for us. And don't forget how good Carter Hart was in certain times in that game. Played very well.
Tippett and Konechny were basically saying that Sanheim played a great game tonight. Can you talk about his performance and how he's progressed since the beginning of the season?
Yeah, he has come in here from day one. I'm up his ass all year long last year. He's in trade talks, all that stuff. His skill level hasn't changed. His skating hasn't changed. What has changed is his mindset. And he has shown us right from day one that he's going to take control. And he has done it to this point. Again, I'm happy for him. I know it was a miserable year for him last year. I'm happy for him, proud of him, the way he's handled himself so far.
Just for a follow-up on the last question, the response that you guys did have after they made it 3-2, is that something that maybe you wouldn't have seen from the group last season? And does it speak to the growth in the structure, the mindset, the mental toughness of the group that they didn't fall?
I don't know. Remember last year, we were chasing a lot of games last year, and we'd come back. A little bit different story here where we're leading, and then they mount on it. I think I've said it to you, the biggest improvement with our club right now, and it'll be tested because we've won a few games here, haven't gone into a losing streak or anything like that yet, but I think the room is together, and I think that's the biggest improvement we've made from last year. I don't think our room was awful last year, but our room needed to change, and that's been very well talked about and documented, and that's what helps you in those situations. So we'll find out more when we lose 2, 3, 4 in a row. It's going to happen. We'll find out more who the people are in those type of situations. But right now, I think they're together, and there's a belief, and belief is a very strong thing. And if we can just stay about ourselves and keep that type of mindset, we'll stay competitive.
Talking about the D-Corps for a second, you have a lot of guys here. You have new faces, you have rookies kind of going in and out, you have guys in new roles. Why do you think the group has been able to be this consistent so far, despite the fact that a lot of people are in new spots?
Yeah, I just, it goes back just to the last one. I think you can accomplish a lot with your standard of how hard you have to play, and it's hard to do it as a group. I think they're doing it as a group right now. And this was a tough game for us after the travel. I don't know what's the best way to travel back from here. Do you leave after the game? You leave the next day? I felt awful today, and I was so concerned about how they felt from the travel day. To me, it's just I think they help one another. That's the only way we're going to stay competitive in the league this year as we build and go through. We're going to go through some growing pains, is be together. We have to do it as a group, as a committee, and I think that helps us in situations when you go through the ebbs and flows of a hockey game.
It looked like the lines were changed a little bit at the start of the third. Was that the case?
No, I couldn't get my lines back together because we got caught out there. I'm not sure how it ended up. But we couldn't get out of our end zone. I forget how it all worked, but I had to wait for a timeout to get my lines back together. I don't think that helped the situation there when they scored a couple, but I just couldn't get them back together. I think it was after a penalty kill, I forget. But
John, what did you think of Belpedio's first game?
I thought he played really well. I thought he played with poise. The thing you like about him, he's such a competitor, and I think his teammates know that. Even though he's been in Lehigh, he's been at camp, played I think 3 or 4 games with that team we played tonight. He just has that reputation of how hard he competes, and I think the guys really pull for him. I thought he played with a ton of poise tonight.
Last one?
Real quick, Tyson Forrester, he's a guy who, maybe hasn't produced as offensively as you want him to, but it seems like he's trending upward. He always had the nice pass tonight. What have you seen from him recently?
Yeah, he's played well. The thing that sticks out to me, and he needs to score a goal, just like Bobby. They judge themselves on that, but Tyson has been strong in the puck. He's done a lot of wall work, makes a great pass tonight. He's done all the other things other than what we're hoping he's going to do, is score. So that's why we're happy with his play. I think the scoring's going to come. That's his strength. I think he's worked at everything else and has shown up in our eyes in that part of the game while he has struggled to finish.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep. Thanks.